Asian woman gives birth. Then doctors realize he isn't a baby. A Chinese woman has given birth to naturally conceived quadruplets who are two sets of identical twins in a 1 in a 70 million miracle. The two boys and two girls were delivered at 32 weeks to their 31-year-old mother, known by her surname Gao, via cesarean section on Wednesday at Hubei Hospital. Upon receiving the thrilling news, Miss Gao's husband described it as a blessing from God after his wife had previously suffered 3 lost pregnancies, reported local media. The first set of twins, a girl and a boy, were born at 9:28 on August 12th at the Yisheng Central People's Hospital, according to Hubei Daily. They were followed by another pair of twins who were also a girl and a boy 1 minute later. The second baby is said to be the heaviest one, weighing 4.12 pounds, while the fourth child weighs just 2.58 pounds at the lightest. Dr. Li Hua, director of obstetrics at the Hubei Hospital, said that Miss Gao's delivery was extremely rare as the quadruplets were made up of 2 sets of identical twins. The odds of delivering 2 sets of naturally occurring identical twins is somewhere in the range of 1 in 70 million, reports say. Due to their premature births, the quadruplets have been transferred to the neonatal ward and assisted with ventilators to help them breathe. Before giving birth to her 4 babies, the first-time mother is said to have suffered 2 miscarriages and another lost pregnancy caused by twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. Her husband, known by his surname Lao, said that they were thrilled as the children were long expected by the whole family. "It's also a blessing from God to me," Miss Gao told reporters. But the Chinese father is also worried about the financial struggles raising the quadruplets as the only breadwinner in the house, earning about 4,000 yuan or 439 pounds per month. Mr. Lau told the newspaper, "To take care of 4 children, our entire family have been involved. My parents, in-laws, and 2 aunts have all come to help take care of the children." A baby girl has been born with a nose like a pig's snout, ears situated on her neck, and a barely visible mouth. The infant was born in a private clinic in the Azerbaijani capital Baku with remarkable facial anomalies that should have been spotted at an early stage of pregnancy. Reports said that the baby barely has a mouth, while her nose appears like a pig's snout, and both ears are positioned on her neck. Despite the girl's unusual facial features, her organs are functioning well, and doctors said she's a healthy baby. The shocking video shows the girl's nose protruding out of her face and replicating a snout of a pig. A lump underneath her nostrils appears to be a chin, although no reports have confirmed this. The baby appears to not have a jaw, which may be the reason why her fully formed outer ear has slid to beneath where her jaw should be. Azerbaijan's head of obstetrics and gynecology, Severdiz Mammadova, said the mom should have been informed about the child's development during an ultrasound check in the 3rd month of pregnancy, as women can choose to terminate the pregnancy in such situations. She said, "As the child was born at a private clinic, we can't check the baby without the mother's permission. Neither I nor the chief neonatologist or the chief pediatrician were invited to check on the child. Failing to recognize such a deformity is a crime. The family can report their gynecologist and an ultrasound specialist." The baby was bullied. The fate of a Chinese boy who was born with a rare birth facial defect has caught the attention of millions. The child, born in southern China's Hunan province, suffered from a severe transverse facial cleft, which means that there are 2 huge gaps appearing from both sides of his mouth, leading towards his ears. Due to the deformation, Huai Kang seems to have 2 faces, which has caused the media to call him Mask Boy, a nickname he's had for the past 7 years. Huai Kang was born on March 4, 2009, to a humble family of farmers from Changsha town of Jiantan City, according to a previous report by Changsha Evening News. Instead of the joyful feeling a new mother would have while meeting their baby for the first time, Huai Kang's mother, Yi Lanji, said she was devastated. She said at first the doctors would avoid showing her the baby after Huai Kang was delivered. And after she repeatedly requested to see the child, the doctors brought her the baby and my whole body felt numb. She said to a reporter from the Changsha Evening News, "I saw the child was crying and I cried too. I felt my heart had broken. Why would this happen to me?" Yi Lanji, who was 23 years old at the time of his birth, was not only shattered by her son's birth defect, but also puzzled. The woman said that she had undergone 3 ultrasound scans and 1 Doppler ultrasound scan during her pregnancy. No deformation had been detected. Joaquin's grandmother even said that a lot of the family's acquaintance suggested they should throw away the child, but she said, "How could we do that?" Living in a traditional and impoverished village in rural China, Joaquin's family were teased and looked down upon by their neighbors for the boy's unusual appearance. Joaquin's story was heavily reported in 2010 when his mother took her to the number 163 military hospital in Changsha for treatment. The press and public expressed an outpouring of sympathy towards Joaquin and his family, who struggled with expensive medical bills. Wang Dukan, a doctor from the hospital, told a reporter at the time that the boy's condition was extremely rare and very serious. Dr. Wang said not only his soft tissues were damaged, broken and moved, his temporal bone, cheekbones, sphenoid bone, and upper jaw were all damaged. With the donations from the public, the child's family were able to afford surgical operations for Joaquin in 2010, which reportedly come to 400,000 yuan, or about 47,000 pounds. On May 19th and September 1st, Joaquin underwent 2 operations at the number 163 military hospital. Dr. Dukan, who led the treatment, said in a TV interview with Hunan Public Channel that both operations were successful. However, he added that Joaquin would need to wait for about 10 years to see if his facial bones would grow in a normal way. TV footage at the time showed that Joaquin had already looked better after the first operation. In the past 7 years, Joaquin's story and pictures have been widely shared by different Chinese media. Most people were shocked by Joaquin's condition and were looking for ways to help the family. Last month, reports on Joaquin's stories appeared again on Chinese-language news websites such as ET Today, after Joaquin's pictures have been shared on social media and online forums. Sadly, there have been no further reports on how little Joaquin is recovering. Reporter Lu Jun, who wrote the story for Changsha Evening News some 7 years ago, told Mail Online that he had not contacted Joaquin and his family since he visited the boy in the hospital in 2010. As a result, he doesn't know whether the boy is still suffering from the facial deformation. Mail Online is awaiting a response from number 163 military hospital for an update on Joaquin's current situation. Another shocking incident. An abusive father who sent horrific revenge pictures to his ex-wife showing the couple's baby locked in a metal dog cage and him stomping on her face may go unpublished, the child's mother has said. Zhu Ting claims she has reported past domestic abuse to the police, but they have apparently put it all down to stress. Zhu Ting said, "They said men are stressed and women need to be considerate. The police are men too, and they help other men." She added, "He would often abuse me, and each time I called the police, they would give him nothing but criticism and education, which is police parlance, referring to verbal warnings instead of physical internment." The image of the 20-month-old toddler inside the dog crate, as well as another showing her face under the dad's foot, have gone viral on social media, having been shared more than 38,000 times and gained some 15,600 comments. They were shared by Zhu Ting, whose daughter has lived with her ex, Zhu Shen, since their divorce last year. The pictures were taken in Zhu Shen's home in Kaiting, town of Shan District, which is in the city of Shaojiao in South China's Guangdong province. Authorities in Shaoan began investigating after images sent to Zhu Ting also included close-up images of bruised and cut skin. Shaoan police said the father admitted to sending the photos to his ex-wife in order to spite her, though the reasoning behind his actions is not entirely clear. They said they're looking into the case and didn't reveal whether it was possible for him to lose his parental rights for locking his child in a cage and stamping on her face. This was like aliens. A Chinese baby was born with an extra leg due to an extremely rare fault in pregnancy. Fortunately, the 11-month-old baby's extra limb was removed in a grueling 10-hour surgery. The extra leg wasn't originally the baby's, even though it sprouted from his body, the surgeon said. It actually belonged to the baby's underdeveloped parasitic twin, which the baby must have absorbed in the womb, they added. The condition of parasitic twins arises when identical twins fail to separate, and the healthier one absorbs the underdeveloped twin so that it possibly died in the womb itself. It occurs 1 in a million live births. Zhao Fei and his family are natives of Xinjiang in western China. The parasitic twin latched onto his body hadn't been detected prior to Zhao's birth because his mother hadn't undergone regular pregnancy checkups, as per the reports. Post-birth, Zhao's family took him across China in search of treatment until the Shanghai Public Health Clinical Center finally admitted him. Shen Shi, the surgeon who operated on the baby, described his condition as highly complicated. Dr. Shen had shared with Shanghai Dragon Television before the surgery that Xiao's middle leg would be removed since it didn't have any function. At the same time, the baby's right leg, which was to be kept, was born deformed with a foot in the shape like a hand, which would not function properly. Therefore, the team decided to not only remove the baby's middle leg, but also cut off the foot on the right leg and transplant the extra leg's foot onto the right leg. But being born with an extra limb wasn't the only condition Zhao was born with. He was also diagnosed with an undescended testicle, abdominal hernia, and congenital heart disease, all of which increased the potential risks of the operation. The director of the Department of Urology of the hospital, Bao Zhong, also said that the same surgery would involve Zhao's right testicle being pulled down to its usual place from the abdomen. The operation, which started from 10 a.m., finished at 7:35 p.m., was deemed a success by the surgeons. Zhao Fei's father, Mao Xiaolong, told Shanghai Dragon Television, "I thank the doctors very much. I was so nervous sitting outside the surgery room, but now after I see my child, I'm not nervous anymore." Zhu Tongyu, the director of Shanghai Public Health Clinical Center, believes the success of the surgery was significant, owing to how rare the condition is. Zhu credited the operation for enabling Zhao to live a normal life. The baby's kneecaps are still missing. Surgery for the same will be performed when the boy is slightly older.